What's good, Commanders fans, and happy Friday. Just wanted to do a live stream with you guys. I know this one kind of popped out of nowhere a little bit, but I did this last week. We got to keep it going. Everything that worked well last week, whether it was a ritual, video, live, anything that we did or that I did last week, I'm trying to repeat that so we can keep the streak going. We don't want to have anything different going. Somebody probably dropped off a package if you hear my doorbell in the background. Yeah, so that's my doorbell ringing right there. But that is an Amazon package, so it is what it is on that. I'll get that later. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I was like, man, I'm gonna start the stream, and the next thing you know, somebody's gonna knock on the door or ring the doorbell or something like that. But let's check in. This is a vibe check, guys. Vibe check, almost like a fit check, vibe check type of thing, type energy right now. Friday, I will be releasing a preview video later on today, a regular preview video, and just an injury report. I do want to talk about some of the Eagles players that were on their injury report yesterday. I know people are saying do not fall for the banana in the tailpipe with the Jalen Hurts video. Don't overanalyze it, but at the same time, he's clearly hampered. He is hurt, and he's not moving the same. He's looking very gingerly, and we'll see how he does. Let's see how he moves on Sunday. He's clearly not 100%. He took the hit against the Rams where they rolled up on his ankle, and he's not moving fluidly at all. I like what Joe Whitt Jr. said. Of course, a lot of Eagles fans are upset about what Joe Whitt Jr. said, but if he's going to run, he's going to run, and you got to hit him. It's football, and that's what it is. So, because I see in my video yesterday, a lot of people were coming, or actually I put out this morning, some people were commenting like, "Don't be fooled, don't be duped." So he's going to be shot up. They're going to give him a cortisone shot or a numbing shot or whatever it is. They're going to give him some perks and some pills and all that. They're going to give a lot to that. They're going to give a lot of that to Jalen Hurts on Sunday for sure. And he was saying Dr. Seuss rhymes after the game and stuff like we're gonna go in the snow and stuff like that. I'm gonna get to some of the comments. Yes, ELGSES Eagles. Yes, the Philadelphia mayor basically was an example of the Philadelphia fan base and just the whole city of Philly, honestly, struggling to spell the word Eagles. So she's an example of that fan base for sure, man. She definitely is. So shout out to Doug H for that. ELGSES. They got to yell in the locker room after the game, after we win. Lil Drew Z said, "Yo, what's up, man? Commander Joe, what's good? What's up, man?" We got a couple Eagles fans in the chat, as always, as we already know. And this is really becoming a rivalry. This is what I like about this the most, is that we're starting a rivalry here, and we haven't had one in the NFCs for a little while, which is unfortunate. But it looks like we're really legit starting a rivalry here with the Philadelphia Eagles. When was the last time you saw an NFC East, NFC Championship game? When was the last time you seen that? It's been years and years and years and years. I got to go back years and years and years to find something like that, because we know the Cowboys haven't gotten past the second round in years. They haven't got past the second round in 1995, and they're the last team to get past the second round since 1995. They're the only team that hasn't got past the second round in the whole NFL, which is insane. So to have an NFC East NFC Championship battle is it's awesome to see that. It's awesome to see that. Steven Melendez says, "Let's get this win." Yes, sir. Let's get this W, man. Let's get this W. George Hawkins says, "Let's go." What's up, man? Ula Ayubi says, HTTC and hell to Commanders. Let's freaking go. Shout out to Jaden Dales for getting the LFG award last week after we beat the Lions. And he got that from Tom Brady. And he says, "What does LFG stand for?" Tom Brady said an inappropriate word. So, but LFG, let's freaking go for sure. Make sure you guys subscribe up to Abdullah, man. He's a great channel, man. He's also with DMV Sports Zone. He's been doing great content for a while, man. Doing great Commanders content, Wizards content. He's been on Locked on Wizards as well. So he's been doing a great job on there. Make sure you guys check him out. He also goes to Virginia Tech as well, which is a great school. Hokie High. Shout out to the Virginia Tech Hokies. Unknown Ism, what's up, man? What's going on? Lil Druzy said, "Get these Eagles fans up out of here." Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take over the house. We got a couple buses going up to Philly. So it looks like our fan base is definitely going to be showing out at Lincoln Financial for sure. Low Key Los, what's up, man? Lil Druzy with the laughing emoji. Doug H said, "I was out at dinner last week. Should I go again?" Yeah, do whatever you did last week to keep the momentum going, to keep the mojo going. Do whatever. Do the same thing you did last week. Go ahead and do that. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep the same energy going, the same mojo, the same everything. Mo, shout out to Mo. Mo is a channel member. Shout out to Mo. Mo says hashtag HTTC. So shout out to Mo for being a channel member. If you do want to become a channel member, you can join down below with the link in the description. George Hawkins says, feeling good. They counting us out again. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. NFL.com, I think only one person picked us to win. And then I just ESPN, a couple of people did pick us to win. Like Ryan Clark picked us to win, and some other people on ESPN picked us to win. So a lot of some people are giving us a shot. They are, and which they should. You saw what we did to the Lions. We went in their house and took over their house. We ate their cookies, ate the food off their plate, and just stomped them, win their trap, took over their trap, 8 Mile, all that. We just took over in Detroit. You know, we picked off Jared Goff 2-3 times. James Williams interception, forced fumble on Jared Goff, pick 6. Can we do the same to Jalen Hurts? And if Jalen Hurts is immobile and can barely move and has to stay in the pocket and throw the football, we can force him to be a quarterback and throw the football and not just hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley and just throw slants to A.J. Brown. If we can force him to throw the ball and drop back, then we have a really, really, really good chance to win this game. Our offense, I have no problem with. Our defense is getting better game by game because they're forcing turnovers. They're becoming a more opportunistic defense where ball is life. But our offense clearly is our defense. Time of possession is going to be huge. Fourth down is going to be huge. Jaden, of course, De'Ami Brown, Terry, the run game. I feel like we can actually run the ball against this Eagles defense too. I really feel like we can do that. The Eagles have struggled to stop the run in the playoffs. Josh Jacobs had a good day against the Eagles. Kyron Williams had a good day against the Eagles. They led the league in missed tackles. In the wild card week, the Eagles defense led the league in missed tackles. So they've been struggling to tackle. Jordan Davis, you can get him tired with that no huddle, with the up-tempo offense. Same thing with Jalen Carter. And that's our identity there, that up-tempo, no huddle offense. You saw what it did to Vita Vea. You saw what it did to the Lions. So that's our identity, guys. You know, they just have not been able to stop it. And I believe we do have the better quarterback in this game. I think, honestly, out of the 4 quarterbacks that are left, I think Jaden is playing the best football. He may not be the best quarterback compared to Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen, but right now, he's playing the best football out of everybody right now who is left playing football. He's had the best games, the best 2 games pound for pound. He has had the best games so far in the playoffs. Rello World 94 says it's just not meant for them. Rello World 94 says we deserve this. Shiggity. They not locked in how we are. Yeah, they're just not. They don't want it as bad as we do. George Hawkins says, hit them. Yes, sir. Send Frankie Louver out there for sure to get the job done. Of course, nothing dirty. We're just playing football. None of the hits that he had was really dirty, honestly. All the hits that Frankie has done have been legal football hits. That's what they've been. You know, the Jalen Hurts hit where he got concussed, excuse me, but they didn't take him out. That was a legal hit for sure. A legal hit. And then the one that Jalen Hurts went out, that was a legal hit as well. He didn't helmet to helmet or anything like that. So like Joe Witt Jr. said, if he wants to be a running back, he's gonna get hit. STP says clip wing. Philadelphia's gonna try to fly with one wing. Commander Joe says, Ed, because of Joe Witt comments, I feel like we will see this defense play like never before. And Dan Quinn just said in his press conference, he said this was the best Friday practice we've had all season. These guys are locked in, man. These guys are locked in. They are locked and loaded. They are laser focused, man. They are laser focused, man. No pressure. No pressure, man. We're underdogs. You know, we were not supposed to be here. This was supposed to be This is a recalibration season. It was supposed to be a rebuilding season, and we're here, man. We are here in the NFC Championship. Over under was 6.5, and we won 14 games now. 14 games. We were 8-point underdogs against the Lions, underdogs against Tampa Bay. Just no fear, man. No fear, no pressure. Guys are out there just playing ball, having fun, man. And Jaden Daniels is an example of that. He's never wavered, never fearing anything. He's just always the same, whatever happens. Always the same, whatever happens. That's the identity we have. We got Terry McLaurin turning up before the games, being our pregame speech guy. You know, telling guys that, you know, all you have is your name and your reputation, and guys are believing in that. Look at the way De'Ami Brown has played the last 2 games. He's played incredible. He's legit looked like a wide receiver number 2. Guys with Quan Martin, Mike Sanders still getting 2 picks. Guys have stepped up. Guys are playing commander football. We have an identity now. We have an identity. RTS with Oscar Montel. Shout out to him. He is a channel member. He's an elite channel member as well. Shout out to my guy Oscar. He's a great guy. Make sure you guys subscribe to Oscar Josue Montel. He always keeps it honest. He is a Russian judge. Sometimes he is right. A lot of times he is right. I think he had us losing to the Buccaneers, and we ended up winning. So I'm happy that he was wrong that time. A lot of times he has been right. So I wonder who he's going to predict this game. But honestly, like it's just destiny. A lot of people are talking about how it's just destiny for us to win. The last time in 1990, somebody just texted my guy Gordon texted me in 1992, January 26th, we beat the Bills in the Super Bowl, and we're playing the Eagles on January 26th as well. So it's just a full circle moment. We beat the Buccaneers back in 2005. That was our playoff. That was the last time we won a playoff game was against the Buccaneers in 2005. And then, of course, we beat the Buccaneers in 2025 to break that streak, that losing streak in the playoffs. And we get Philly, man. We get Philly on January 26th. So just a lot of full circle moments, man. There's a lot of full circle moments that I could bring back. We could potentially play the Bills in the Super Bowl, and we beat the Bills in the Super Bowl many years ago. So many connect the dots, full circle moments that could potentially happen here for sure, man. It really could. And like I said before, Magic Johnson has ownership in the team. He won Finals MVP as a rookie. He beat the Philadelphia Sixers in the NBA Finals. Jaden Daniels could potentially win Super Bowl MVP, and he would have to get through the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly to get there. So many generational full circle moments for sure. Shatter Limerick, what's up, man? He says, if the Rams can force a safety, we can too, especially if Hurts can't move with that knee. So Jalen Hurts has been sacked on 9.5% of his dropbacks this season, which is one of the highest in the league. He holds on to the ball a lot, man. He holds on to the ball a lot. He's taking a lot of time to make decisions. He wants to make sure a guy is open before throwing the football. So he's really holding on to the ball. He got sacked 7 times against the Rams. 7 times. Took a safety. He was sacked 3 times after he got injured, after that leg injury. He was not able to move the same. After that leg injury, that 44-yard run that he had in the beginning of the game, he's not able to do that from what I see. From what I see in the practice and from what I saw on Sunday against the Rams. Now, he could prove me wrong. We'll see. But without him having mobility, it could be a long day for Jalen Hurts. It could be a long day for Jalen Hurts. If we can make them one-dimensional and really slow down Saquon, you're not going to stop Saquon Barkley, but if you can slow him down, keep him under 110 or 100 yards on the ground, then it could be a long day for Jalen Hurts. It could be a long day for Jalen Hurts. I could see an interception. He doesn't throw any interceptions. He is Alex Smith right now. He is Alex Smith. That's who he is. He is Alex Smith. Check it down. He'll throw the ball downfield sometimes, but he struggled with that. Him and A.J. Brown have not been able to connect. A.J. Brown's been reading books on the sideline and whatnot because he's been so frustrated, and that's the way that A.J. Brown can calm down and actually not voice frustration and be expressive against Jalen Hurts. So he's decided to read books instead, and I think that is a good decision by A.J. Brown. So let's get A.J. Brown on the sideline reading books, get him frustrated, and keep Hurts in the pocket and slow down Saquon Barkley. And that would be that's the winning formula for the defense, and also winning time of possession clearly, and winning on 4th down. Patrick West says Sunday is going to be fun. HTTR, #HTTC. Yes, sir. Shout out to Patrick West. That's my guy. Charles O'Haka says, yo, Ed, what's up, bro? Juan Dunn says, let's go Commanders. DT21 says, worried about them taking a cheap shot on our guy. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about that too much. Excuse me. Jaden Daniels has done a great job of protecting himself. The offensive line's done a solid job. They did a really good job against the Lions defensive line. They did a good job for the most part against the so here is an update here. So Dallas Goedert with an ankle injury and Cam Jurgens are going through warmups at Eagles practice. So that's what some of the Eagles beat reporters are tweeting out right now. Cam Jurgens is their starting center. So if he is out, that is a big deal. I wouldn't bank on that. But if he's out, that would be huge. So it looks like if he, the injury report is going to come out later, probably around 5 or 6 tonight. So this is what the Eagles beat reporter Jeff McClain, he tweeted out. He said, team will release practice and status report later this afternoon, but a good sign that both can play on Sunday. So Dallas Goedert played last week, so I would assume he would play again anyway. Cam Jurgens was the biggest question mark, and they were having Landon Dickerson take snaps at center. So it looks like Cam Jurgens is going to play too. So it looks like both their guys are going to play. It is what it is. And look, that I always say I want to beat them full strength because I don't want any any excuses. I don't want any excuses from the Eagles because all they said was excuses of how we beat them the last couple weeks ago. And Jaden threw 5 touchdowns, and they're still making excuses why they lost. Football fan 771 says Louisville has Hurts in his sights. Jalen Hurts definitely hears those footsteps. He definitely hears those footsteps. I know he has PTSD hearing Frankie Louvu 2 claps on a Ric Flair. So I know he definitely has PTSD when he sees that number 4 coming across the field coming for him. So, like I said, all the hits that Frankie Louvu has made have been football hits. Maybe the one questionable one might have been the Malik Neighbors one. Other than that, they've all been football hits. See ball, get ball. That's the way he plays football. The Jared Goff hit, I don't think that was dirty. If Jared Goff wants to go out there and tackle, you got to treat him like a tackler. Because Jared Goff was trying to stop Quan Martin, and Frankie was like, "No, we're scoring this." So he took Jared Goff out. He wasn't trying to take him out of the game or nothing like that. But if you wanna come up and try to tackle somebody, then that's just how you are. There are other players like Tom Brady would just get out the way. He wouldn't even try to tackle. There's sometimes he would do that and just get out the way. If he threw a pick, maybe he would try to tackle, but he knew that these defenders they're gonna mess you up. They're gonna hit stick you and all that. So that was Jared Goff's decision, making a business decision after that, trying to make a tackle, and Frankie Louvu did what he had to do to help Quan Martin get to the end zone. So all the clips that people are talking about with Frankie, I have no problem with what Frankie has done so far. I have no problem. Sonny, yes, Jalen Hurts has been playing like Alex Smith. He has been playing just like Alex Smith. That's what he's doing, his best Alex Smith impression. That he's doing his best Alex Smith impression. He's not throwing any picks. He's not throwing any big plays. I mean, he had one throw down the field that A.J. Brown dropped, and I get it was in the snow. But for the most part, he's been a game manager. If you look at the last couple of games, the only game where he actually threw the ball downfield and made some plays, and a lot of that was yak, was really against the Steelers. And that was a game where Jalen Hurts sat down with the hat backwards and the New Jack City look, and he was like, "This is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all wanted," to the media. So that's the last time where he's really had a game where he's been super impactful with his arm. Other than that, we have not seen it. We have not seen it from Jalen Hurts at all. We just have not. So yes, he has been Alex Smith-esque, and that's sometimes it wins you football games. That's just what it does. Sometimes you can get away with it when you have Saquon, but when you slow down Saquon Barkley, you're gonna have to do something a little bit more. Brian Hardy says Juan Gotti. Shout out to Juan. He said he put a link down there to promote my guy Juan. So shout out to Juan, man. If Juan's in the chat, let me see. Juan, yeah, if you want to hop on, Juan, I'm gonna send you the link real quick. Let me see if I can send you the link real quick. I'll send it to you on Twitter if you want to get on here. I had Paige on last time. I had Warpath on last time. I told those guys if they want to get on, they can definitely hop on for the live and chop it up so everybody can get on. I'm going to send it to you on Twitter, Juan, if you got time. But, if not, it's all good. But I'm sending it to you right now. Let's see here. Yeah, I just sent it to Juan. Shout out to Juan. Make sure you guys subscribe, Juan. Let me catch up with the chat here. Juan done. Football fan 771. It's Torch. What's up? He says Jalen Hurts gonna come in like per ankle tripping. Yeah, he probably will. He's gonna have to get a couple shots to play through this one, man, because it doesn't look good to him. Too good for him right now. It doesn't look too good. It's Torch says picks will be thrown. I do think we get one interception. I do think we get one ball is life for a forced fumble. He did fumble against the Rams. That was a bad fumble. And Jarrett Verse was getting after him. He did have a really bad fumble against the Rams as well. The Unknown Ism said, let's go to the Super Bowl, man. I feel it, man. I feel it. I feel like it's just our destiny, man. I feel like it's our year, man. I really feel like this is the way we're playing football, the way Jaden Daniels was playing, the way the defense stepped up against the Lions and forced turnovers, 3 picks and a forced fumble, 4 picks actually, and a forced fumble. The way they're playing football, the way De'Ami Brown has stepped up, Terry McLaurin is a top 5 receiver in the league right now. He's playing like it. All-Pro Terry, the way he's been leading with pregame speeches and whatnot. Austin Eckler stepped up. B-Rob had a big game. Like I said, I feel like we can run the ball on the Eagles defense this game. I really feel like we can do that. Dan Quinn's been a heck of a coach this season. I mean, the 4 downs and all that, we just can't be stopped. 4 downs are going to be so huge. 4 downs are going to be so huge. The Eagles, they struggle against 4 down as well. They are ranked 23rd against 4 downs as well. So that's going to be huge. They struggle to stop teams on fourth down. So if it's 4th and 3, 4th and 2, 4th and 5, you best believe we're going for it. You best believe we're going for it. They struggled against us on fourth down against us in the second game. The first game, they stopped us on that fourth down. But the second game, they couldn't stop Jaden. It was 4th and 11. He ran like 25, 30 yards for a first down. I mean, that just shows you how bad they've been on fourth downs and how good we've been on fourth downs. Tommy Harrison, this is a huge topic here. Talking about Marshawn Lattimore. So I know a lot of people have talked about, is Marshawn Lattimore going to travel AJ Brown? Is he just going to stay on one side of the field? Are we going to match up Mikey with Devontae and then have Marshawn match up with AJ and then Noah I stay in the slot and I guess go up against John Dotson or whoever's going to be in the slot? So I think, honestly, the best games that Marshawn has had is when he does stay on one side of the field. The Saints game, they didn't challenge him at all, but the Lions game, they barely challenged him, but when they did, he made stops. He played really well, and that was when he stayed on one side. Now, the games that when he traveled against A.J. Brown, he didn't do too well. When he traveled against Mike Evans, he didn't do too well. We have been undefeated when Marshawn plays, but I would honestly just keep guys on their relative sides. And Mikey Sanders still did a good job against A.J. Brown on Thursday Night Football. He did a good job against Devontae Smith on Thursday Night Football. And Mikey's hot right now, so I would just have guys stay on one side. I wouldn't have Marshawn travel. I know Marshawn's a competitor; he wants to do it. We do have to be very, very careful because Sean Hockley is reffing the game, so that's going to be an uphill battle. So how do they call the game? Is it going to be a lot of ticky tacky pass interferences called and whatnot, like they did the first game when we played the Eagles, or are they just going to let the guys be physical and let them play? Because AJ Brown was grabbing on. He was tugging on Marshawn Lattimore's collar as well, and the refs let him get away with it. But of course, they called on our guy Marshawn Lattimore. So, but yes, I do have faith in Lattimore. He looked really good against the Lions. Let's see if he can piggyback and continue that, momentum going up against AJ Brown, because he's going to be very physical. He's going to push off. He's going to do all that stuff. So Marshawn has to be ready for that. He has to be ready for that, and he will be. Shadow Limerick says people act like the Eagles are about to play the Colts or something. Yeah, I mean, that's what they did. That's what they did to us against the Lions. You heard all the Lions podcasts and fans and talking about, their third worst rushing defense and your rookie quarterback. I love when they act like that. I love when they do that. I love when hearing other teams' podcasts and radio shows like Seth Joyner talking about there's no snowball's chance in heck that the Commander's going to walk in here and win. I love bulletin board material. I love that. I love when they doubt us. I love when they do that. So Dan Quinn can just play that in the locker room all the time, play that at practice, and just take all the disrespect and put that fuel to the fire. Paul Biggs, thank you for the history. He says 1986 Redskins versus Giants, last NFC East NFC Championship game. So imagine that, 1986. It's 2025. So what is that, 30, 40 years ago? Is that 30 now? 2025, 2005, 1995 is 30. So literally 39 years ago was the last time we saw an NFC East NFC Championship game. 39 years ago. It's generational. It's like a blue moon. It's like a lightning striking twice, which was what we almost saw with Terry McLaurin. We almost beat the Cowboys that first time. But 1986, goodness gracious, that's a long time. Ticket prices are insane. I think the cheapest ticket I did see on SeatGeek was $600. At one point, they said $1,000. But ticket prices are insane for this game, and you know why. John Madrano says, Ed, how do you see us stopping Jalen Carter? So he's like Saquon, where you probably don't stop him, but you slow him down. A lot of it's going to be Jaden Daniels just getting the ball out quickly. Eckler, Zach Ertz, surveying the field, getting the ball to Terry quickly, getting the ball to De'Ami Brown quickly. You're going to have to double him. And just because you double him doesn't mean it's going to work. It hasn't worked for a lot of teams. It didn't really work for the Rams either. So Trent Scott's got to step up. Trent Scott most likely will be starting. Unless you put Wiley in at right guard, and then you put you put Wiley at right guard, and then you put Cornelius Lucas at right tackle. So, but most likely it's going to be Trent Scott starting at right guard. So you're just going to have to double him. It is what it is. You're going to have to double him and put Trent Scott in there, and just Jaden Daniels is going to have to get the ball out quick. And Jaden Daniels did a great job against Jalen Carter last time. I mean, you look at the play on third or first and 10, and Jaden Daniels shakes Jalen Carter out of his shoes for a first down. Allen Iverson crossover and gets that first down. So we did a good job on Jalen Carter in the second game. We contained him. We did what we had to do, but a lot of that was just Jaden Daniels playing really good football. He was playing really good football. There's another stat that I found about Jaden Daniels and how he did against the blitz. This one was from how he's done against the blitz. When the Eagles blitzed them in the second game, they blitzed 33% of the time, their blitz rate, and then Jaden Daniels had a 96 QBR. So if they want to blitz and bring pressure out, that's what Jaden does well against. He does really, really well against the blitz. So we do have to slow down Jalen Carter, but they got to slow us down too, for sure. P says if they had Hurts last time, I think they win. We'll never know. We'll see. But the defense has to make stops, and they weren't able to make stops. They just weren't able to do that. We were able to make stops. We were able to slow down Saquon in the second half, the majority of that second half. Aaron White, what's up, man? He says, if we win, are you heading down to New Orleans, man? I would love that. I would love that. That would be awesome. I mean, to see us in the Super Bowl, something we haven't done for a generation of years and years and years. I haven't been allowed to see that until potentially now. It's something to think about. It's something to think about for sure. It's definitely something to think about. I would love to be down there and see them in person and play in the Super Bowl. That would just be an experience, man. That'd be hopefully more than once in a lifetime experience. But that would be a heck of an experience. But if not, I definitely, I'm gonna be locked in watching it at home or at a bar or watch party or something like that. But no, I mean, I know a lot of Commanders fans would definitely go down to New Orleans. It would be a Jaden Daniels homecoming, him coming from LSU, graduating from LSU, so that would be great. It'd be a lot of fun. Him going back down there to New Orleans. So there would be a lot of Jaden Daniels fans down there, a lot of Commanders fans down there too, in New Orleans. Scary Terry says, I think as long as we stop or slow down Saquon, we can win. That definitely is going to be huge if we can slow down Saquon. I said the magic number is keep him around 90 to 100 yards. It's crazy to say that slowing down Saquon is having him around 100 yards, but that's just what it is. Saquon had 205 yards on the ground against the Rams. He had 150 against us a couple of weeks ago. He's had 125, 140. Like, he's had some insane games. I mean, that's just how good he's been this year. He is the heart and soul of that team. He is the head of the snake, and if you slow down Saquon Barkley, then you got a shot. If you can make the Eagles one-dimensional and make Jalen Hurts drop back and hold on to the football, then you have a shot. Point blank period. You have a shot. But Saquon has legit gotten 100, 130 yards, 150 yards, 205 yards, 119 against Green Bay, 167 against Dallas, 150 against us, 65 against Pittsburgh. That was the game where Jalen Hurts had his best game of the season. And then he had 124 against the Panthers, 107 against Baltimore. They won that game barely, 24-19. And then he had 255 yards on the ground against the Rams. They won 37-20. So if you allow him to get really north of 150, it kind of is an automatic loss. If he gets 150 yards on the ground, it's a loss to me. He had 146 when they beat us 26-18. So looking at all their losses, he had 84 in a loss to Tampa Bay. He had 95 in a loss to Atlanta. The game they lost against us, he had 150. So the two losses other than the time that we beat them, he had under 100 yards. He had 95 in a 22-21 loss to Atlanta and 84 rushing yards on a 33-16 loss to Tampa Bay. So I say under 100. You got to keep him under 100. He probably will get at least 80 to 70 yards. That's just what they do. And they give him the ball a lot. But if you can keep him under 100, which will be a tall task, and I think it's a very, very winnable game. I think if we keep him under 100 yards, it's a win. It's an automatic win, in my opinion. Kai Higdon says their offense has not looked good these past 2 games. Hurts is hurt also. Cam Jurgens is also DNP these past 2 days. It will be very advantageous for us if he does not play. Yeah, so Cam Jurgens, he did warm up. So we'll see. I mean, he probably will be listed as limited, and they're not going to release probably whether he's going to play or not until a little bit later today. So, yeah, they just released somebody, Jeff McClain, the beat reporter for the Eagles. He released a video. Cam Jurgens back. Cam Jurgens walking to practice. So they've been showing that. So most likely they will be playing. Most likely Dallas Goedert will be playing, and most likely Cam Jurgens will be playing. I didn't really think Dallas Goedert was going to be out anyway, but it was just something to pay attention to. Brian Harder says, hit that like button and support the real Ed Oliver. Thank you guys. Definitely hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well if you have not. Tommy Harrison says Lattimore will do good on AJ Brown. Lattimore is physical too. Yeah, I think he should be fine. I would definitely line him up on just one side. Let's see here. Anthony Boy said, "Oh, you can't." Sunny. Okay, so we got some trolls in the chat for sure. Never ending stench, even after showering. That's a hilarious name. At linebacker, I will talk about that a little bit later. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But linebacker, I got to look into that. Of course, Frankie's going to be here next year, and Bobby Wagner's going to be here next year. So we're good at linebacker if those two guys come back. You got Jordan McGee still on the roster, so he can develop as well. Dom Hampton is going to be back next year. So you got some guys. Maybe you draft another guy or something like that in the later rounds and sign another guy. I think we got another special teams guy, Michael Walker, if he's still on the roster. If I'm not mistaken. But wow, the Texans just fired offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick. Wow, Bobby Slowick was in the running to get a job, get a head coaching job. Like I feel like we interviewed Bobby Slowick last year to become the head coach, and that's crazy how far he's fallen. That they literally fired him, and they still made the playoffs. And they won a playoff game, and they still ended up firing Bobby Slowick. That's insane. But thank goodness we ended up with Dan Quinn as the head coach, and thank goodness we have Cliff Kingsbury as our offense coordinator because he's done a great job this year. But that is breaking news, and that is insane that the Texans have fired Bobby Slowick, which I know not a lot of people really care about it, but it's just something to think about, which is insane. All right. Vanguardia TV says Jellyhead Hurts won't make it through the first half, 31-17 Skins. Yeah, we'll see, man. Like I said, he's not himself. He's concussed. He has an injured knee, and he's going to be probably high as a kite. He's going to be high as a kite. He's going to be under the influence of painkillers and all good that stuff, and the cortisone shot, whatever. We might have him seeing ghosts like we had Jared Goff. I think we're capable of doing that. We can slow down Saquon. We can have him out there seeing ghosts. The last thing they want to do is have Jalen Hurts drop back 30 times and put the game on him. That is the last thing they want. That's the last thing the Eagles want to do. That's the last thing they want to do. They barely beat the Panthers, and he struggled in that game. The only time he really has had a productive game throwing the football has been against the Steelers, and that's really it. Other than that, it's been very pedestrian. 21 attempts against the Panthers, 19 attempts against the Ravens, 22 pass attempts against the Rams. He's barely thrown the football. 20 passing attempts against Dallas, 24 passing attempts against the Jaguars, 20 attempts against the Bengals, 14 pass attempts against the Giants. Like, he's barely dropping back throwing the football. Like, he's barely asked to do anything. He has regressed since that 2022 season where they got to the Super Bowl. He just has not been the same guy. He's been productive, but he's not been the same guy. 118 passing yards against the Ravens, 108 against the Carolina Panthers. It's a struggle for him to get past 150 yards. I know he's not asked to do that, but he struggles to get past 150 yards passing the football. It is what it is. So he put the game in his hands, then honestly, that's a formula for success. Shout out E. What's up, man? Is that Taylor? I haven't seen him in a long time. Commander Joe says Saquon looks over the offensive line as though he's looking for something when he is getting the ball. Ben Den says Terry about to cook fake Quintanamo Bay again like he did in week 16. Yes, sir. I love that. You got to challenge Quintanamo Bay. You got to go after Cooper DeJean as well. He's a guy that has struggled. He's had a good rookie season, but you see what the Panthers did to him with Adam Thielen. Like, they were cooking Cooper DeJean. You got to go after Zach Bond in coverage. He's had a great season as a linebacker. Nakobe Dean being out is going to be huge too. He's a big part of their defense, but he's been injured. He's out for the season. So that's a big loss for them too. But you have to attack Quinyon Mitchell. Like, he cannot check Terry. We saw what happened when Terry got that touchdown. Like, he wasn't even in the screen. That's how badly Terry cooked him on that 40-yard touchdown. We saw what De'Ami Brown did to Darius Slay for that 40-yard catch. We saw what Olamide Zaccheaus did to that defense. We saw what Jamison Crowder did to that defense last time we saw them. So we don't care about CJ Gardner Johnson. He's a solid player, but he's really not that much of a difference maker in my opinion. That's what Eagles fans go to whenever they make all the excuses and stuff like that. But man, we should definitely be able, we will be able to move the football on their defense for sure, and we will go for it on fourth downs. And Jaden Daniels will take the soul out of their defense. Never ending stench even after showering, man. That's really awful, man. We gotta get you some deodorant and all that good stuff. We gotta get you some deodorant, some Dove, and all kinds of stuff, man. We gotta send that to you. But he says, I asked because of McGee, you think he's good. He looks the part. So yeah, I think he's a solid player. I mean, he's been more of a special teams guy. So we haven't really seen him much in action. He hasn't really got much of an opportunity. When you have Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner, and you have guys that are just all pro players like that, it's been hard for him to get on the field. And he's injured now. I think he's done for the year too. So we'll see what he does. This off season, he had a good off season. He had a good training camp. He got injured in the preseason where he was getting a lot of snaps with the starters. So we'll see. But I'm very happy with our linebacker core versus what we've had in the past, where it was guys like John Bostic and David Mayo and Kevin Pierre-Louis and guys like that. So we've come a long way at the linebacker position. But I think we're in good hands with Jordan McGee. Like I said, Dominique Hampton is intriguing too. So we got some guys in the wings that could definitely really, really play well for years to come after Bobby Wagner retires. Because I think he's going to retire here. He's going to be back here next year for sure. He's not going to want to leave. He's best friends with Jaden, so he's gonna be back next year. G Man says, all right, guys, it's all in fun. Talk your stuff, but be respectful. So if anybody is a moderator in the chat, you can definitely do your thing. If you have to put somebody in timeout, you got the green light to do it, guys. Of course, we know it is a NFC East battle. It's a rivalry now. We have a rivalry with the Eagles now, but we definitely want to be respectful, guys. So definitely do that. We know Eagles fans have no class. We know they throw batteries. They have a jail under the stadium. They eat horse poo. After they won the Super Bowl, they ate horse poo. They don't know how to act. They booed Santa Claus. They were already going back and forth with Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni was yelling at Eagles fans. So we know how Eagles fans act. We know that. We know how the city of Philadelphia is. We know that fan base. But, of course, guys, try to be respectful as possible. We get it. We know how Eagles fans are. The mayor can't even spell the word Eagles. She can't even do that. So we just know how the city of Philly is. We know what it is. Meek Mill and all those people, like you see how Meek Mill is on Twitter and stuff. So we get it. But we want everybody to be respectful in the chat for sure. So if you are a moderator, I know G-Man is a moderator. If you are a mod, you got to do what you got to do for sure. But I'm here for friendly banter and going back and forth. That's what makes a rivalry for sure in the NFC East. But of course, be respectful. Reddy Ray, what's up, man? He says, congratulations, my boy. I appreciate it. Congratulations, I guess, for being on here. And congratulations for making it to the NFC Championship for sure. I appreciate that. Ronald Rova says, look like the Jets did not hire Lance Newmark. So did the Jets make a hire? I have not seen any updates on that. But if they made a hire, let me know. I definitely want to see that. But like I said, the breaking news right now is that Bobby Slowick was fired and that the Cowboys are going to hire. They're going to hire Brian Schottenheimer, which is an underwhelming move. But hey, I'm happy that they did that. I'm happy they didn't upgrade and go out and get somebody like Pete Carroll or even Deion Sanders. But they just stayed in house and got a guy that they already have on the staff that wasn't even calling plays. So I really like that hire for us. I like it a lot. Never ending stench. Even after showering again, thank you for the donation. Once again, he says Javonte John Baptiste is back too. Unsung hero, in my opinion. Yeah, he's done a good job, man. He's been a good backup for the time that he's gotten. I got to look at the snap count and see how many times he played, how many snaps he got against the Detroit Lions. I'm not sure how many he got, but he's playing behind Dante Fowler. He's playing behind Cleveland Farrell, Dorrance Armstrong, and playing behind those guys. And Dante Fowler has played really, really well. Dorrance Armstrong had a big forced fumble. And Cleveland Farrell's done a solid job just being a force out there. So, but Javonte John Baptiste, we need all hands on deck. All hands on deck for sure. So I think for the donation, of course. Mike VP2 DC says Cole Holcomb would have been nice on this defense, makes all the tackles. Yes, he definitely would have been. He would have been solid for sure. Kai Higdon says, I honestly think Bobby Wagner should become the linebackers coach here when he retires. Great relationship with the team and head coach here, so why not? Yeah, I mean, it could be a Ryan Kerrigan. It could be a Ryan Kerrigan type of deal. It could be a Ryan Kerrigan type of deal where he's like a player coach after he plays here. He just becomes a part of the coaching staff. So that would be great, man. Him coaching up Frankie Louvu, who's all pro, and then coaching up Jordan McGee, Dominique Hampton, whatever linebackers that we draft and sign in free agency. So yeah, after he retires, I think he's gonna play again. He's gonna want to play again next year, especially after this run. Like he's gonna want to run it back. He's definitely gonna want to run it back for sure. Never ending once again says John Allen needs to have his statement game this Sunday. He had a really good game. He had a good game the other day against the Lions. He had 7 pressures. So we definitely need him to do that again. We need him to step up. Going up against Cam Jurgens, Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton is a solid guard. You know, they just signed him this season, but he's had his ups and downs. I think that's a matchup we can definitely exploit. But they definitely have a really, really good offensive line. So I do want to see what Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne do. Jonathan Allen has played really, really far. I mean, really, really well this year. When he has come back, he played well against the Lions. So let's see what he does. He had a couple of good games. He had a good game against the Browns where he was solid. He had a good game against the Cardinals. So we definitely need the Alabama wall to step up this game for sure. SCP says, I'll be at the game, Sonny boy. I'll be wearing my white Darryl Green jersey. Pull up. So there's going to be a lot of Commanders fans in the building, man. There's going to be a lot of Commanders fans in the building. So traveling packs, I said that. And we want all the smoke going into Philly. We want all the smoke in there. We really do. But like I said, traveling packs, be respectful, of course. I know if anything's going to be started, I know Eagles fans are going to definitely try to start stuff. So just be smart when you're out there, STP. But, you know, just stand on business out there like we're going to do. Stand on business like Joe Witt Jr. is going to do. And like what Frankie Louvu is going to do. Anthony Boyd, yes. I wanted to talk about this as well. If Kyron Williams didn't fumble, we would be playing the Rams. Eagles fans wish they had a generational talent at quarterback. They are hurt, pun intended. They are definitely hurt for sure. And we could kind of say the same thing about us too. Like if Baker Mayfield doesn't fumble, do we win the game? I think we still win the game anyway, but it definitely helped. Now the Eagles, on the other hand, they could not stop the run. Kyron Williams was running all over them. They couldn't tackle. They couldn't wrap up. Matt Stafford also, he kind of choked it away where he just threw the ball out of bounds. I was like, bro, like at least give your receiver a chance. And I know it's snowing, but you know the whole drive he was leading them down the field, and then on the last throw of the game on 4th down, he just throws the ball out of bounds. So that was really odd. That was really weird. But yes, if Kyron doesn't fumble, they have a good chance. And their defense was getting after Hurts. He was really getting after Hurts. And the way their offense is set up and the way Saquon runs is just those 2 big runs, man. You just cannot allow him to have those home run hitting runs. And those are those big runs where he's going crazy. He started hitting himself in the helmet. When stuff like that happens, it could be a long day. But that's a form of success. Just not letting Saquon have those home run type of runs. It's easier said than done, but we have to do that. We have to do that. All right. Let's see here. Be Truthful says, give me the Commanders 4-1. Eric says, you already know we win. The Eagles are going to cry injuries. Yes, sir. You already know that for sure. Joe Kuzup says Eagles will be the laughing stock of the year if they lose to a rookie quarterback. They definitely would be, but you know he's not any rookie. He's not your normal rookie. A lot of the things that he's done, a lot of rookies have not done that. You know, I think the only rookies that have made it to an NFC Championship game have really, you know, had a really good defense. Like Mark Sanchez had a top 5 defense. Joe Flacco had a top 5 defense. Brock Purdy had a top 10, top 5 defense and a really good offense to help motor his game and carry his game in a good run game. There's some games where we don't really have a good run game from the running backs where Jaden has to step up and run the football. And I'm trying to think who else was a rookie that made the NFC Championship, but there was a stat that showed all the other rookie quarterbacks to make an NFC Championship, all their defenses were top 5 defenses and their run games were like top 10, top 5 in the league. And you look at Jaden and he hasn't had that much help where he's had to put the cape on and be Jaden Houdini for sure. But you look at some of the statistics for Jaden, he's first in passer ratings among quarterbacks in the playoffs, first in touchdown passes, first in passing yards per game, first in yards per pass, and second in completion percentage as well. This is with 0 home games. Going on the road, Jaden Daniels is doing this. Jaden Daniels has more wins than negative plays this whole playoffs. He has more wins than sacks taken, fumbles, or interceptions this postseason, which is just insane. Insane. He didn't get sacked once against the Lions. 0 sacks. Didn't get sacked once. Divisional round EPA per dropback leaders, Jaden Daniels was number 1. He had a heck of a game against the Lions, heck of a game against the Buccaneers as well. So he's had a heck of a playoffs, heck of a 2 games this season so far. 10 plus yard throws this postseason. He's 15 for 19, 292 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 93.7 passing grade. So Jaden Daniels has been insane, and he is the best quarterback that is left in the playoffs right now, for sure. Crazy Maniac says our offense has to score on fourth down. If you look at the 2 games we had against them, our offense failed on 4th downs, and we turned the ball over this game. Is on our offense to win. Yes, it is on our offense to win this game for sure. We have to convert on 4th downs. We have to, and we're gonna go for it on 4th down. We're gonna go for it on 4th down at least 3 times. That's just what Dan Quinn does. He does that all the time, and we have to win the time of possession. We have to play. I wouldn't necessarily say keep away, but we definitely have to win the time of possession for sure. That's going to be a huge part of it. A lot of the games that we win, we have won the time of possession. We won the time of possession when we beat the Eagles, and that's what we got to do. We got to win the time of possession and convert on 4th downs. 4th downs are going to be super, super huge for sure. So, the trolls are out in full force. Yes, Jim D. Yes, I am going to put some people in timeout here, guys. I just got to do it. I'm going to be on here for about 20 more minutes. Not too much longer. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy your Friday. I'm gonna make a preview video a little bit later, but I'm gonna have to put a couple people here in timeout here real quick, and I'm gonna add some moderators. It's been a long time. I have been going live, pretty frequently lately, but I'm gonna put a couple people just on timeout here real quick. All right, so yeah, let me put some people in timeout real quick. We're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be here for about 20 more minutes, but I'm gonna put some people in timeout here. SCP says, hit that like button to help out the channel. So we'll do bold predictions here. If you guys want to put in your bold prediction in the chat, you definitely can do that. Who's gonna be your Who's gonna be your X factor in the game? Like, who's gonna be the unsung hero? We've talked about that. Who's gonna be your X factor? Is it gonna be De'Ami Brown? Is it gonna be Zach Ertz stepping up? Is it gonna be OZ stepping up like he did in the Eagles game? The second game where we beat them, is going to be Jameson Crowder. Like, which receiver is going to step up in this game other than Terry McLaurin and De'Ami Brown? Which other receiver is going to step up? I know some people, Austin Eckler, that's a good one, Jay. I think Austin Eckler is going to have a good game. Austin Eckler, when he played against the Eagles on Thursday Night Football, he had 88 receiving yards. 88 receiving yards. So he was getting busy on Austin Eckler. And then who's going to be your defensive MVP in the game? Who's going to be your defensive X factor in the game, your unsung hero? Last game, it was Mikey, and it was a combination of guys. I know Quan Martin had the pick 6, but Mikey had an incredible game. He had 2 picks where he read the route and ran the route for Jameson Williams and got that pick before halftime, so that was huge. Dorrance Armstrong had a big forced fumble, so who's going to step up on the defensive line? Is it going to be Dante Fowler this time getting a sack or a strip fumble on Jalen Hurts? Who's going to pick off Jalen Hurts this game? I feel like we're definitely going to get an interception or a forced fumble on Jalen Hurts for sure. Could Devontae Smith have hands like a snake and drop another pass for us again, and it lands into the hands of Frankie Louvu? Frankie Louvu got a pick last time we played against the Eagles. Ray Davis says Marshawn Lattimore could be the X factor. HTTR Carson says Jeremy Chin. I could definitely see that. Jeremy Chin had a good game against the Eagles on Thursday Night Football when we lost to him, but he had a good game against the Lions too, where he had the game-sealing interception to put the nail in the coffin for sure. But I do like Austin Eckler being the unsung hero, the X factor. I definitely could see that. Some people said B-Rob. Yeah, somebody commented B-Rob. I don't know where that comment went, but Ray Davis, yeah, he said B-Rob X factor. I could definitely see that. Like I said, I feel like we can really run the ball on the Eagles defense. I know, they have a stout defensive line, but they have struggled to stop the run the last 2 weeks for sure. Anthony Boyd says, my bad, Ed, I can't stand trolls. Yes, I'm going to add some moderators. So I'm going to give some moderation to you guys. Anthony, I'm going to give you a moderation. Add as moderator. Managing moderator, standard moderator. Standard. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a standard moderation. So I gotta give you some people some moderator. I gotta give some people some moderation keys. Here, it's been a long time since I've added moderators. There was one time I had to take all the moderations off because I gotta find who I can trust and stuff like that. Uptown Dre's been in the chat for a long time. He's been watching the channel for a long time. So I'm not gonna be able to give everybody a moderation or a mod or make everybody a mod today. but I'm definitely going to be doing it going forward because I know since we're a really good team now, there's gonna be a lot of trolls coming up in here. You know how Philly fans get down. Like I said, and be selective with what you guys delete and whoever you put in timeout, please, because we do want some friendly banter. But of course, when people are calling each other out of names and stuff like that, that's when you definitely got to put people in timeout. So I had to put somebody in timeout for a couple minutes because it was just getting a little out of hand. Let's see here. Let's see some other comments here before we get out. Commander Joe says defensive X factor is Dante Fowler. Yeah, for me, man, I think Dante's gonna be an X factor in this game, man. I haven't seen a sack from him. Excuse me for a second. Hold on, guys. Aaron White, what's up, man? He said, thank you for the donation. He says, if you go position by position for position, they're only better than us at defensive tackle, wide receiver number 2, left tackle, and running back. So they do have running back. I mean, that's clear there. We have the better quarterback. Left tackle, they have Lane Johnson. So, yes, they have the better left tackle. We have rookie Brandon Coleman. Center, I feel like we have the better center in Tyler Biotic. Wide receiver number 1 at this point, yes, I would take Terry over AJ Brown. You look at AJ Brown the last couple of games he had, he's been pretty quiet. He's been up and down. A lot of that is quarterback play too. Jalen Hurts just has not been productive at all. But right now, Terry's playing the best football. Like, he's playing like an all-pro player. You saw what he did to the Lions defense. You saw what he did to the Buccaneers defense. You saw what he did to Guantanamo Bay, the fake Guantanamo Bay. When we played against them, he had that touchdown catch. So I would take Terry over AJ Brown right now. Diami versus Devontae. Of course, Devontae is better because we haven't seen consistency from Diami. Diami right now is probably playing the better football. If you want to say just 2 games, Diami Brown is playing the better football for sure. But yes, I agree with you there. I mean, defensive tackle Jalen Carter, yeah, he's the better. He's the better between John Allen and Deron Payne. But Deron Payne and John Allen are definitely solid players. Marshawn Lattimore, to me, is the best. Like, when Marshawn Lattimore plays like Marshawn Lattimore, I think he's the best corner on the field for sure. Mikey Sanders still's a dog. So, I mean, everybody's like, oh, their roster's so much better. The roster's better. Yes, don't get me wrong. The Lions roster is better too. It just doesn't matter. The Buccaneers roster is better too. You can argue all that all you want, but it just comes down to who has the better quarterback, who's better coached, and who's hot right now. We're the hottest team in the league right now. We're the hottest team in the league right now. We're on a 5-game win streak, 6-game win streak, something like that. We are the hottest team in the NFL right now. And it's hard to stop us. Nobody wants to play us right now. Nobody wants to play us in a 1-game elimination game. Nobody wants to play us right now. Nobody wants to play against Jaden Daniels and see all those 4th downs and see him run on 4th down and throw the ball to Terry McLaurin, throw the ball to De'Ami Brown. And once we get that run game going with B-Rob, nobody wants to see us. Sean Garner says Jason Kelsey said that the Eagles are better at every position, including quarterback. He is flat out being biased. Yeah, I expect nothing less. I expect nothing less from former Eagles players and Eagles content creators and radio hosts, podcasters, YouTubers. I expect nothing less. Just like the Lions, guys. Let them talk. Let them do their thing. Let them be overly confident. Let them talk just like that Lions podcast, the Lions YouTube that said that we had no chance. They were going to stomp us with our 3rd worst rushing defense and our rookie quarterback. Let us get all the bulletin board material that we can get. Like I said, I love when Armon Ross St. Brown, what he said last year. I love what Ben Johnson said last year about basketball guys. We use that. We use that as motivation, fuel to the fire. Let's do that again with Seth Joyner talking trash and saying we have a snowball's chance and heck and all that stuff. I love that. I love that with a passion. Oh, Jordan Mailata, he's their left tackle. Okay, so he's their left tackle and Lane Johnson's their right tackle. Okay. So yes, they do have a better left tackle and right tackle. Yeah, they probably have that too. But like I said, it doesn't matter because we have the better quarterback. We have the better quarterback. We have the better coach. We have the better quarterback. Right now, we have the better coach and better quarterback. And right now, we're hot. Right now, we're playing good team football. Tim Farrell says Jason Kelsey doesn't want a battery in the head. Yeah, he doesn't want a battery thrown at him, just like we know Eagles fans will do that. We know that they throw batteries at people for sure. And a lot of people are saying this is for Chief Z from when he got beat up not a couple years ago. Rest in peace to Chief Z, when he got beat up years and years and years ago at the Eagles Stadium where they had the jail under the stadium. Definitely, yeah, this one is definitely revenge for Chief Z. If you want to say that, yeah, then go ahead and run with that too, for sure. This definitely could be for Chief Z, for sure. So, but like I said, I don't really pay any mind to what the former players say. Sometimes we know they're going to be biased, but like I said, just use it as motivation. Use it as motivation for sure. Alex says, I feel like Philly is trying to throw us off with Jalen Hurts' injury. He says injury in quotes. No, he is hurt, Alex. He's injured. He is injured. He's hurt. He is hurt. That play was a nasty tackle. It was a nasty tackle. It was a nasty play. I think he still may be concussed, honestly. But I mean, I think he's definitely gonna play. But can he run like he did against the Rams, where he had that 44-yard run on a 3rd and 5? Can he scamper up the field for 8 yards? That is the biggest thing for me. Can he move in the pocket too? Like, can he evade a rush? Can he make guys miss? And if he can't do that, like he did against the Rams, he couldn't do that. That's why he got that safety. He just couldn't move. And he holds onto the ball very, very long. He's almost like Carson Wentz now, just holding on to the football for a very long amount of time. So, like I said, he's been sacked on 9.5% of his dropbacks, which is one of the highest in the league right now. He's holding on to the football very long, and he really wants to see guys get open before he lets the ball go. So that can really work in our advantage. If he has a knee brace on too, he might even wear a knee brace. Sal Palantonio, or one of the Eagles beat reporters, said that he might wear a knee brace out there too. If he has a bulky knee brace on too, like how slow he's going to be moving, we know Frankie Louvu is going to get after him real quick. And, he's definitely got Frankie Louvu in his mind right now. So he's definitely going to be playing not scared, but he's definitely going to be thinking twice. He's definitely going to be thinking twice for sure. Uptown Dre, thank you for the donation. He says, if we get down in the game, we'll be good. If the Shields are down, it's a wrap. Also, we are excellent against receiving backs. Raise hell. #5. Yeah, man, we gotta get up. That's a big key too, is we gotta stay up against them. They struggle being down. They've been up for the most part this whole season. They haven't really trailed much, and that's they love to run the football. And if you get down, just like the Lions, they abandoned the run because we got up on them. We got up on them by 10 points, and they felt the need to throw the football. So if we can get up and get an early start, get an early lead, and they start panicking and like, hey, we got to throw the football, then we would have them where we want them. And they're basically going to be like, it's going to be like another Jared Goff game where we can force some turnovers. We can send the rush. Dante Fowler can get after him, Frankie Louvu, and all those guys, Cleveland Farrell, Dorrance Armstrong. And we can force some turnovers. If they have to drop back Jalen Hurts, then it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. Basically, if the game is in Jalen Hurts' hands, it's a wrap. It's over. But if Saquon's running around, running crazy, it will be a tough challenge. It will be a tough challenge. Yeah, the Eagles are 4-0 in the playoffs when Jalen Hurts throws for less than 155 yards. So, honestly, Jalen Hurts being Alex Smith, that's a winning formula for them. They're 0-3 in the playoffs when he throws for 155 yards or more. That's insane. And 155 yards is really not a lot. It's really not a lot at all. But that's what they want him to do. They want him to be a game manager right now at this point. They want him to be Alex Smith. And that's what works for them right now. They want him to be a game manager. And that's what works. So if we can get him to throw the ball and throw 170 yards, then we probably win this game. We have a strong chance of winning. Swifty says, you ready for this weekend? Oh, of course. I can't wait, man. I wish we could fast forward to Sunday. I wish we could just skip Saturday and just get to the game at 3 o'clock, man. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I can't wait, man. It's going to be lit. Like I said, we haven't been to an NFC Championship game since 1991, which is insane. I mean, it's been a long time coming, guys. It's like watching a movie. It's just a surreal moment. After we beat the Lions, it was hard to believe. It was like I couldn't even sleep. So, yes, I've been waiting for this game all week, guys. And it's getting closer and closer and closer. We are almost 48 hours away. And the clock is ticking. I can't wait. I'm going to be hyped, man. I can't wait. I really wish I was going to be there in the building at terrible Lincoln Financial Field. I really wish I could be there. but I'm gonna be lit, man. I'm gonna be hyped all game. I can't wait, man. This is the biggest game of my lifetime for sure. And like I said, this is definitely the biggest game of my lifetime. The Lions game was the biggest game of my lifetime. That was probably the biggest win of my life, which is not good and good at the same time. But man, you can feel the energy. You can feel the energy in the DV too, man. You can see all the commanders' flags and all the commanders' gear in the grocery stores and all that stuff like that, man. Like the city is buzzing. Everybody's lit right now. People are definitely joining the bandwagon now too, which is, I don't like a lot of bandwagon fans and stuff like that, but the city is buzzing, man. The city is buzzing. I think there was like a pep rally today that Fox 5 was doing as well. Ebony Wright, what's up? What's up, Ebony? What's going on? Alejandro, I like that score, 45-14. If you guys want to put down your scores in the chat, I definitely will be wrapping up pretty soon. If you want to put down your scores in the chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. What your predictions are. We do have a Eagles content creator in here, Brian Weaver, old school sports content creator, says Philadelphia Bulldog through barking, ready to bid. Okay. We want the smoke, man. We want the smoke, man. We want all the smoke. We want all the Philly smoke, man. Go in there, eat the Philly cheesesteak off your plate, and definitely walk in your house and eat the cookies and eat your cookies, man, for sure, and take over your house. That's what we're going to do. There's going to be a lot of Commanders fans in the building for sure. There's going to be a lot of Commanders fans in there for sure. We're going to take over there, man. Probably take pictures with Rocky, take pictures of that famous Philly cheesesteak place, sightsee and all that, and then take over the stadium. That's our plans. That's our plans to take over that stadium and take over Philly. That's what we're going to do. Chapnap says, if we can keep a lead and or within a score against the Eagles, they would feel the need to throw the ball. And that's my thoughts. They have not trailed in games a lot this season. They've been winning games. They've been ahead in games for the most part for this season. So if we can get a lead here and really get a lead and force them to throw the football, I think that's where we can really get success. The Eagles also rank 18th in its defensive success rate against quarterback shotgun runs. We do a lot of design runs with Cliff does a lot of design runs, obviously, with Jaden Daniels. So they really struggle against shotgun runs. So I do want to see that. I think we're going to run the ball with Jaden at least 10 times, a couple of design runs, probably like at least 5 design runs. So they really struggle against that. They also struggle against empty sets. When we went empty against against the Eagles, 3 out of 5 of Jaden Daniels' touchdown passes were in empty sets. And then he also ran for 42 yards on the ground from an empty set as well when we spread their defense out. So those are some statistics right there that shows that we can definitely have some good success against the Eagles. They struggled against shotgun runs, and they struggled against empty sets against us last time. They struggled blitzing us too, man. So I really want them to blitz because Jaden did a heck of a job against the blitz last time. Jaden did a heck of a job against the blitz against the Lions too. So I really want them to blitz and bring a lot of pressure. I really do. Aaron White, what's up, man? Thank you for the donation again. He said it's crazy down in RVA. Is that Richmond? Yeah. So down in Richmond, Virginia, man. I know it's lit down there. I know it's lit in VA, Northern Virginia. We got fans everywhere. I saw somebody commented from Vegas. So the city is buzzing. The DMV is buzzing. VA is buzzing. DC is buzzing. Maryland's buzzing. The whole city is behind the Commanders right now. The whole city is behind the Commanders. So thank you for the donation, Aaron. I appreciate that for sure. Joe Logan says 27-13 with the dub. Anybody, anytime, anywhere. Anybody, anytime, anywhere, they can get it. And why not us? That's the motto right now that we're going by. Colby Turner says it's a family affair. We're going to need contributions from everyone. Definitely, everybody's going to have to step up. Chris McQuinn says, yes, sir, we're ready in the 804. Ben Den says, I can just imagine Jaden breaking Jalen Carter's ankles while on a game-winning drive to beat Philly. Yeah, I can see that too, man. I can see that too. Allen Iverson crossover in Philly on Jalen Carter, just like he did when we beat the Eagles a couple weeks ago. So he juked Jalen Carter out of his shoes. And Jalen Carter, man, he thought he was slick trying to get the football before we snapped it. And Jaden Daniels was like, nah, I see you. And he started laughing at Jalen Carter. Next thing you know, we dotted him up for a touchdown pass to Jameson Crowder. So, we got one of Jaden Daniels, man. We got one of Jaden Daniels for sure. Ebony says 34-24. Mike Tolbert says, Austin, I think Eckler is underrated on what he can do in this game. Yeah, he's going to be huge this game, whether it's running the football or catching out of the backfield. He had 88 or 89 yards through the air against the Eagles the last time we played. So the checkdowns will be there. I don't really see any of the linebackers being able to check Austin Eckler either. So he is going to be a huge part of this game. He's going to be a huge part of the offense. And, Chris Rodriguez is going to be inactive, of course. But B-Rob's going to have to step up. But, in the passing game, Austin Eckler is going to be huge as another receiver out there. So if they go empty, man, they can use Austin Eckler in the receiving game too. That's something that we didn't even have Austin Eckler in the second game. And we definitely could have used him in that. Even though we won anyway, we definitely could have used Austin Eckler in that second game for sure. All right, let's see here. A couple more comments here. Big Phil VA says, "Yeah, the pep rally was in Alexandria, so I heard about that. So that is lit, man. That's super lit. We had a pep rally. So NFC, Anthony Boyd says North Carolina here at #HTTC. SCP says, actually, I think everyone's scared because we don't have Dan Snyder anymore. Yes, I said darn Dan Snyder. Yeah, that has definitely helped. That has definitely helped for sure. That has definitely helped that he's going. Joe Kazoop says, looks like we're gonna have 4 Super Bowl rings while Eagles only have 1, which took them 100 years to get. That is true. That's why they didn't know how to act when they got a Super Bowl. They didn't know how to act. They were rioting in the city and eating horse dung and just doing crazy stuff because they just didn't know how to act. They didn't know how to act at all. And that's how Philly fans are. They didn't know how to act because they've never been there before. NRS says Commanders fans everywhere but DC. I mean, no, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot in DC lately. I've seen a lot in the DMV for sure. Of course, there's a lot of other teams in the DMV and the DC area for sure. But no, I've seen there was a lot of watch parties in DC for the Lions game, and people were showing out, man. People were showing out. It was packed. Like every bar was packed for the Commanders game, and the majority were, of course, Commanders fans. So, and also the Falcons game at home, that was a home field advantage. That was something we haven't seen in a long time. We had a home field advantage. We had a home field advantage at home. So sometimes it does seem like sometimes it's like, oh man, we always take over somebody else's stadium, and then other teams come here and take over our stadium. But this year was probably the best year with that. I think this year was the best year where we held our stadium down. Like I said, that Falcons game, we really held the stadium down for sure. I went to that game where we beat them in overtime on Sunday Night Football. Terrence Bowie says, Cowboys fan here, but rooting for the Commanders on Sunday. We appreciate it, man. Of course, we still hate you guys, but we appreciate that you are rooting for us, and we appreciate that. We are happy that Jerry Jones is still your owner, and he's going to be your owner for like the next 10 to 20 years, as long as he's alive. But yeah, man, Terrence, we appreciate that, man. We appreciate anybody who's rooting for us. We appreciate it. Even if you are a Cowboys fan, we appreciate that, Terrence. And I know you guys hate the Eagles probably more than us, so I understand it. I understand the hate. I understand the NFC East hate. I know y'all been hating on the Eagles for years and years and years, and I've seen the Eagles versus Cowboys rivalry that you guys have had, grow more and more over the last couple of seasons. And you guys go back and forth with Eagles fans for sure. So I get it. I understand. I know there's different levels of hatred for each NFC East team. Like I think the team that we least hate in the NFC East is probably the Giants. And the Giants say the same thing about us. They like the team that we hate the least in the NFC East is the Commanders. So we're rooting for the Commanders against the Eagles this weekend. So I totally understand where you're coming from, for sure. I totally understand where you're coming from. And we appreciate that, Terrence. Patrick West says he's 20 miles south of Atlanta. Yeah, definitely hold it down in Atlanta. I know it's snowing out there for sure. But definitely hold it down at Atlanta for sure. Let's see. I'll probably read one more comment, probably 3 or 4 or 5 more comments, and then we'll wrap it up for today, guys. I appreciate you guys for stopping in on a Friday during the middle of the day at 1 o'clock. I know it was a random kind of impromptu live, but like I said, we got to keep the mojo going. Anything that worked last week, we got to repeat it and do it again and again and again. So if and when we do win this weekend, I'll be going live that Friday before the Super Bowl. I'll do my best. It may be in the evening, but I just want to keep everything the same. Like Jalen Hurts says, who's going to be struggling on Sunday, just keep the main thing. So keep everything going. Keep the same thing. Keep the same thing. Keep it all going. Keep the mojo going. Anthony Boy says, by the way, a PG County Gwynn Park High alum. Yeah, I know some people that went to Gwynn Park. I played with some basketball. I played basketball with some people that have gone to Gwynn Park. Played against Gwynn Park in high school as well. So I definitely know a couple of people that went to Gwynn Park out there. Andrew Wingate says, Ed, ever since I know you're talking about who should not be mentioned, sold the team. The curse was lifted. One more game. Washington fans, get your heart medicine ready. Yeah, the Cardiac Commanders, man. It's going to come down to the last second. Like, the only time where we've controlled the game was really the Lions game. I'm trying to think if there's any other games that we just sat there and really controlled and dominated the game from start to finish. But really, yeah, really the I guess the Giants game was kind of like a game we were comfortable. Hold on for a second, guys. Was the Titans game. The Titans game was the game where we were very comfortable kind of from start to finish, where we won 42-19. But other than that, we won so many games by, one possession. The Bears game, the Hail Mary, the Tennessee game, yeah, we blew them out. The Saints game, Spencer Rattler misses the 2-point conversion. The Eagles game, the walk-off touchdown or the game sealing touchdown, last second touchdown by Jaden Daniels. The Falcons game went in overtime. Dallas with Marcus Mariota throwing a touchdown pass to Terry McLaurin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on a 7-game winning streak, which is insane, guys. We are just ridiculously hot right now. We're super hot. And that's why I said the game sliders are up, the game breakers, all that. Everybody's on one right now. From the quarterback to everybody on the team. Everybody's super confident right now. But yeah, it's gonna be a close game, guys. It's gonna be a very, very close game. I mean, Joe thinks it's gonna be a blowout, or not a blowout, but win by like 10 points at least. All right, guys. So yeah, we'll wrap it up as always. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, man. Left hand up, guys. Left hand up. Let's take care of business. We need Zach Ertz to get his revenge on Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni was talking spicy, and then he got soft and apologized to Zach Ertz. So I can't wait to see what they say to each other when they see each other during this game. But yeah, man, I can't wait. So I can't wait. I'm gonna definitely come up with a preview video. I just want to chop it up with you guys and check in for sure, and just talk with you guys before the game on Sunday. So as always, guys, left hand up. Hell Commanders, let's get this dub, man. Let's get this dub. ELGSES Eagles. Oh man, we're gonna be trolling that mirror forever and ever and ever. Left hand up, guys. Let's get this win, man. Let's get this dub. Let's take care of business, man. Let's stand on business. Health Commanders, left hand up. Peace.